In Ladakh, the air gets thin and the margin gets thinner. Today, the Himalayan 450 and the Ford Venture.
Ladakh starts calm, then the road begins peeling away comfort, layer by layer.
In Ladakh, planning is safety because distance feels different at altitude.
One bike promises rugged simplicity, built to be steady when the road isn't. The other arrives with a sharper edge, comfort and control aimed at mixed terrain.
Cold starts at altitude are honest. If a bike feels stressed here, the day will be long.
Before wheels move, the cockpit tells you how a bike expects to be ridden.
In Ladakh, control begins in town, before the mountains even speak. The valley looks endless, until the climb turns the road into a question.
Ladakh's surface isn't broken once, it's broken forever, in 1,000 small ways.
A good ADV bike doesn't demand constant correction, it rewards calm hands. Every pass begins with a simple sign and ends with a different rider than it started with.
Altitude doesn't just steal power, it steals forgiveness from sloppy inputs.
Confidence isn't speed, it's knowing the bike will do the same thing every time.
On mountain hairpins, stability feels like time slowing down.
Standing isn't style here. It's a tool for control and comfort.
Great suspension doesn't erase the road. It turns chaos into information.
Ladakh wind doesn't ask. Your chassis must answer without panic. At altitude, you don't just manage the bike, you manage yourself. The environment here is abrasive. Maintenance becomes part of riding.
Descents punish impatience. Smooth control saves brakes and nerves.
In mountains, braking is a conversation, not a command. Nubra feels like release, until the sand and stones remind you it's still Ladakh.
Dust is the invisible hazard, especially when it hides on the clean-looking line. The best adventure bike isn't the one that feels exciting for 5 minutes. It's the one you can live on. In remote places, fuel planning is confidence you can carry. Load changes everything: steering, braking, and how tired you become.
Gravel doesn't demand bravery, only smoothness and respect.
Off-road grip is negotiated, millimeter by millimeter.
In Ladakh, the landscape makes your problems feel small until the next pass proves them real.
Transitions are where control shows, because traction changes faster than your thoughts.
Heat at altitude is deceptive. Air feels cool, but the sun drains you quietly.
Wind fatigue is real. Small differences become big after 8 hours.
Ladakh teaches eyes-up riding because the road can bite when you blink.
The best brakes are predictable, and the best chassis stays predictable while braking.
The terrain looks like another planet, but the rules are familiar. Stay smooth, stay patient. Technology helps most when you set it before you need it.
Another pass, another test. Altitude is repetitive. and that's what makes it hard.
The fastest decision is often waiting for the clean moment.
At altitude, power is only part of the story. The real comparison is composure, how each bike breathes and stays stable. Ladakh can change in one corner. Good riding is adapting without drama.
The reward in Ladakh is visual, but the cost is paid in miles.
It's not the big obstacles that wear you down. It's the constant small hits. Good forks don't just absorb, they keep the front tire reading the road.
Rear stability is how you stay relaxed, because fighting the bike burns energy fast.
In the mountains, the safest line is often the most boring one. In real travel, usability matters more than features you never touch.
Ladakh rewards patience with scenes that don't look real until you feel the wind. Adventure includes the small decisions, like parking where the bike won't tip in soft ground.
Wind doesn't just slow you, it tires you, and tired riders make mistakes.
Long straights are where comfort becomes speed, because fatigue steals precision.
In remote places, you still ride like you're not alone, because sometimes you aren't.
The environment here can hide the road, so you widen your margins, not your ego.
Traction in Ladakh is a conversation. Listen early, respond gently. Ladakh maintenance isn't optional. It's what keeps tomorrow possible.
Endurance is made of small comforts, because pain makes you careless.
The best descent is uneventful, and that's the point.
Stability is not stiffness, it's control without surprise. Ladakh isn't only terrain, it's culture, and the road passes through someone's home. After a day in thin air, the quiet streets feel like a soft landing. In Ladakh, you don't end a ride, you reset for the next one. The second morning is where fatigue shows, machines and humans both.
Open terrain looks easy until wind and emptiness test your focus.
The bike that feels calmer in wind saves energy you'll need later. In remote riding, stopping smart is as important as riding well.
The smartest speed is the speed that keeps traction simple.
Recovery is the test. Any suspension can move, great suspension settles.
Dust turns the road into a soft blur. Discipline turns it back into a line. Endurance leaves evidence, quiet signs of thousands of controlled moments.
Adventure isn't permission to rush, especially where people live.
Smooth clutch control is the silent hero of bad roads.
When the bike stays settled, your mind can look farther than the next corner. Tires tell you who rode smoothly and who forced the road. Sunset is beautiful, but it's also when tired riders must become extra disciplined.
The last kilometers are where mistakes happen because people start thinking about rest. When the ride ends safely, the whole day feels like a win. Ladakh doesn't leave bikes clean, it leaves them proven. Adventure bikes earn respect when they finish without complaints.
The road takes energy, and the right bike gives some of it back.
Ladakh doesn't pick favorites. It exposes strengths and weaknesses with no mercy. Every mark is a mile. Ladakh writes its story directly onto the bike.
A real ADV ride leaves texture, proof the bike worked, not posed. The best choice isn't universal. It's the one that matches your roads, your body, and your patience.
After Ladakh, silence feels earned, because every kilometer demanded attention. This is what real comparison looks like. No studio, no excuses, just the road. Ladakh isn't a single ride. It's a rhythm you learn, one careful decision at a time.
On Ladakh roads, the winner isn't the loudest bike. It's the one that stays composed when oxygen disappears, surfaces break apart, and the day gets long.